All right, guys, we are here to talk about nutrition. My name is Nicole Coyne, and this is our Director of Education, Ashley Osterman. Can you guys hear us okay? Everything good? Can you hear us okay? Perfect. Hello. So today I want to first and foremost talk about the biggest topic right now on social media and on the news, coronavirus, and how it affects your nutrition coaching business. So go ahead and type in the chat. We're going to use this to communicate and keep this super interactive. Who is worried right now with coronavirus and how you're going to continue to do nutrition coaching or just in general keep your micro gym open?
I know we've heard a lot of people have concerns and questions regarding both their nutrition clients and their gym clients.
So I want to talk about what we are going to be doing at HSN HQ and what some gyms that are kind of leading the pack with being really proactive in this kind of crisis right now, what they're doing. So first and foremost, what we need to do is make sure that we are overly communicating how we are being proactive. So we are making sure that we're cleaning the gym extra. We are here to support and not downplay the people's concerns, right? So if you watch the media at all, I think you get really probably more scared than you should be, right? But if people are concerned, then we need to acknowledge that and hear them and just be there to support them. So a couple of things that I would recommend that you do. Number one, reach out to your nutrition clients and just say, hey, if you're not feeling well, let's do this call via video chat or Zoom. So you could use Zoom, there's a free version, or within the HSN app, there's actual video calls. So definitely make sure that you reach out to your clients. If they're not feeling well, then just do the consultation virtually. If we end up having to shut our gyms down or close for a period of a little bit of time, that would be a great option to continue to support your clients virtually. So schedule those messages to them, reach out, have those check-in days. Make sure that you are talking about how you're there to support them. Also, guys, sanitary, wipe your in-body down with some high-grade Clorox wipes between each person. Just keep everything super sanitary. So one, consider doing some virtual support with your clients a little bit more than you usually would. Two, I would be talking and doing lives for your entire following, talking about things that they could do to set themselves up for success regarding their nutrition. So we have a blog coming out talking about immune system, but I think this is a really good way just to get yourself out there, known as the nutrition experts, and give some people some tangible advice of how they can stock their pantries up with some shelf-stable things and stock their freezers up. So Ashley, What are some things that you would recommend for shelf-stable options and really staying on track if you're not able to get to the grocery store as much or if things are not as readily available?
Yeah, so we want to give them a lot of great examples of how they could stock both their pantry as well as their freezer with some items that will be good for a long period of time. Making sure that we're keeping our nutrition on track is so important that we're prepared. So some of my favorite freezer staples is I'd really love to have some frozen chicken breasts for protein. I know, Nicole, you love the cauliflower brand, which is incredible. But if they can't find those, even just some great, chicken breasts that are frozen, that are easy to make, or frozen shrimp or scallops are another one of my favorites. You can also look at frozen beef and fish as those protein staples that will stay for a long time in the freezer and are great for little quick lunches or dinners for your family. Some frozen veggies are another thing that I like to stock up with as well. I really love frozen cauliflower gnocchi. That's a really great one that you can pair with some protein and then some pasta sauce, which is also shelf stable. But when you're looking at pasta sauce, we want to make sure we're keeping our eye on the sugar. So maybe give them some examples of some pasta sauces that you like that are lower in sugar and they can find in their community. Another thing I like is the frozen zucchini or carrot spirals. You can buy these in a bag at Trader Joe's, and they're a great one and real quick to make as well. Some other options as well for frozen vegetables can be sweet potato toast or just chopped up butternut squash is a great one for a starchy veggie. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can buy frozen avocado. It comes in either chunks or halves, and it's picked at the peak of season, and it's frozen at perfect ripeness. So you can defrost those in your fridge and use it for some guacamole or even to add some healthy fat to your salad.
So maybe you even just make a video talking about, hey guys, if you are concerned or looking for some things that you should stock up your freezer with, here are some examples to use and do to get some content out there that's really relevant for what people want, right?
Yeah.
So definitely do that. Lindsay, as you mentioned, like great opportunity to talk about what you can control. So what are you stocking your pantry up with? I would also talk about what is in your pantry, because if you have a ton of junk food and you're at home, a lot of people are already starting to work from home, which is great. But if you have a ton of junk food that's easily accessible, it's going to be tougher to stay on track. So maybe you do like a closet clean out so you can set yourself up for success, right?
Yeah, and I also like to talk about things that are quick and easy to make when you're at home, right? If you're working from home, you might not have a lot of time in between calls or emails. So what can I quickly make that's going to be a great balanced snack? Maybe I have some frozen berries in my freezer and I make a quick little snack with that and some almond milk and protein powder in the afternoon, or some peanut butter. Also looking at those quick and easy things to grab in your pantry, such as nuts. You could also look at having some brown rice cakes or crackers. Quick, easy sources of protein are those pouched tuna fishes that even come flavored now, and also canned chicken is a great way to top a salad or make a quick wrap in the afternoon. Also looking at oatmeals, maybe some brown rice. Make sure you have some olive oil on stock too for when you're making your food, and look at maybe some canned beans where you can make your own homemade hummus.
So just giving people different ideas, different options is going to be a great way to make your content relevant for what people care about right now. So freezer staples, that's an awesome one. Zoom meetings, if people are not feeling well, or just in general, maybe switch over to Zoom or video calls within the app. You can do video calls, so that's a really great thing. Another thing that I would be doing if you end up going to a limited schedule or limit the amount of people in classes, which I see a lot of people doing right now in the micro gym space, is do a Facebook Live. What are some home workouts that people could do, and make a video of you doing it? And another thing, if kids are out of school, I know a ton of kids are now being homeschooled or working virtually through the internet. Maybe you do a family workout. This could be a great way to promote like engagement with families and doing some family workouts. I think we might actually maybe do that tonight.
Even like a nice afternoon stretch or like a light yoga, and use that, put that out there on your Facebook, do a quick live would be really awesome. And you guys, this is another really great opportunity to utilize the HSN app for your gym clients. You can use that habits function to keep them accountable to their goals for their fitness while they're at home and not able to come and work out in a group setting.
So let's dive into that. If you are a gym and you have to shut down for a period of time, or even nutrition coaching, if you're not able to see people in person, I would recommend that you add all of your clients to the HSN app. Make a group, or at least in Facebook, if you're not going to add all of your clients to the HSN app, and keep people engaged and keep that community super lively in there. You might do a little challenge or something where people can earn prizes so that you can keep people engaged throughout the time that your gym might not actually be able to have classes. But this is a really good time if you're not having the gym open and want an opportunity for coaches to still make some income and provide some value to the clients, is look at how you can individually support your clients. So if you set them all up with the app and make habits each week, and you have a set of clients that one coach can keep track of, and maybe it's not nutrition, maybe it's just any healthy habit like getting exercise in or moving more. Maybe you ask your clients, what is one thing that you can commit to, and just keep them accountable to that. So look at how you can personalize the experience if you're not able to keep your gym open, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You have all the tools. You can use them.
Absolutely. What kind of questions do you guys have for us in regards to nutrition coaching, anything regarding coronavirus and how it's going to impact your business? Really, guys, I think the big thing is going to be flexible with your approach. Push out content that is relevant, not just for your members, but for your entire community. People care about this stuff right now. So even look at the blog that we're going to post tomorrow on the Healthy Steps Nutrition site and get some ideas. Maybe you do repurpose some of that same content and same ideas so that you can keep the content relevant for what people care about right now. So I think let's kind of change gears a little bit and talk about some of the mistakes that we see, because that was the original topic of this live. And of course, submit your questions because we're here to answer all of them.
But yeah, Nicole, let's talk about the top 3 mistakes that gym owners make when they're building nutrition programs. So number 1.
Yeah, number 1. So I think we all opened up gyms to help people get healthy. We have a passion for fitness and nutrition, and we just want people to get healthy. And somewhere down the line, the translation of that turned into just fitness and not really the best prescription to help them achieve ultimate goals and take control of their health. And I think the biggest problem is not everyone is on board on the same page in gyms, and they don't understand how nutrition plays a role. They think just CrossFit's going to be the solution. And, a few years ago, it was the solution because there wasn't so many gyms. But now we're realizing there's so much competition in different gyms around. Like, you really need to provide another layer of support to differentiate yourself as a business.
Absolutely. Nutrition is so, so important. Really, when you look at it, I would say nutrition is about 80% of your results and exercise is about 20% of your results.
Exactly. So if you are ensuring, and I would look at it like, what is your mission of your business and what are your core values? So at Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. And we provide individual support through nutrition and fitness to help clients achieve long-term results. And that individualized support and really unwavering support is how we differentiate ourselves because we talk so much about nutrition. And if we have someone on our staff that is not on the same page with how important nutrition is, I don't know that the visions align and they're not going to be able to stick with us. So and I want to give you a prime example of this. We see so many gyms where nutrition coaches are just coaches in general are doing different nutrition things. So one person's doing keto, one person's doing intermittent fasting, one person's doing an online company. And people come to you confused and overwhelmed because there's so many different diets out there. They just don't know what's best for them.
And so much information out there. It gets so confusing, and the fundamentals just get skewed.
And if people are confused, they are not going to understand how you can help them and how you can provide them the solution to their problems. So if you are thinking like, hey, yeah, that's me, you need to sit down with your staff and really get to the why. Why did you open up this business in the first place? Why is it important for people to be bought in on nutrition so that you can help your clients achieve their ultimate goal, which is really, at the end of the day, they want confidence. They want to take control of their health. And if you're not talking about nutrition, you're not going to be able to do that and help your clients.
And it's so important, too, that this mission, these values are really just coming down from the top consistently. Practice what you preach. Your staff should have absolutely no problem talking about nutrition because they hear it all the time from you, right?
And I think that's another piece of the puzzle, right? Like, we're not super clear with the client journey and how people get started with nutrition. So if you have, and this has happened many times with gyms that I've talked to, they'll announce that they're starting a nutrition program and someone will say, hey, I'm interested in a class. And they'll say, awesome, contact Ashley. Well, that person has a million things going on. And if there's not a clear way to direct them to Ashley and how they get started and a follow-up loop from the staff, like, hey, Nicole wants individual coaching. Ashley, can you follow up with her? Or, hey, go to this iPad and book a free intro with Ashley so that we can get you on the books right now. That person will fall through the cracks and they're not going to sign up for your service. So you need to be super, super clear and make sure everyone is talking about nutrition coaching the same. So what can you do? Number one, have a staff meeting and talk about and role play, hey, how would you describe our nutrition program? So I just described ours. If I were to ask anyone on our staff, they should all be saying the same language because consistency is the biggest thing when growing a nutrition program.
Absolutely. All right, so that was number one, super important, but I think just as important, number two.
Consistency, kind of like gearing up to number two, right?
Yeah.
I think people need to hear things 7 to 10 times before they take action. And when you look at your client journey, if you're not talking about nutrition before they come in, if your website does not say nutrition coaching on there, if there's not an email or you're not talking about nutrition, showing people who have lost weight through your nutrition program, it is going to be really tough for people to understand how you can help them.
Yes.
If you don't talk about nutrition and then someone comes in for a free intro and then you start selling them on nutrition, they're going to think you're just trying to sell them. When in reality, you want people to seek you out because you offer nutrition.
Yes. The presence of nutrition needs to be clear, so clear before they even walk into the door of your facility. They need to know. They need to have seen it several times before they come in.
So just make it obvious. Go and do the grunt test on your website. Without scrolling, go to your website, go to your social media. Can you tell that you offer nutrition without scrolling or anything? And if the answer is no, that would be my priority, because branding and brand awareness that you offer nutrition is definitely the first step for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So consistency with talking about it. This could be Facebook Lives. It could be email content. Could be videos. Videos are a great way to just get people engaged and really make it relatable. We had a staff meeting yesterday, and one of the things we were talking about is bringing new coaches on board and how to establish them as an expert, and really showing videos like this of like, hey, this is what I do. This is what works really well for me. Helps you be relatable, and people need to know they can trust you before they buy your service.
Yes. And the day in a life, that was one of the examples. When showing a day in the life, what we're doing, what we're eating, people love that. And they see you and they connect with you. And then you're a familiar face. And they're more likely to trust you and want to have your services.
Absolutely.
All right. So finally, what is number 3?
I think number 3 is that it's not easy to get started and not really easy for someone to continue.
There's not a clear path for them.
And this happens all the time with challenges, right? Like
yes.
People run challenges. You're probably wrapping up a challenge or wrapped up one in the past few weeks. People run challenges and then they say, all right, continue with the program for however long after, or continue with the habits that you made, when in reality, you have to guide your clients of how they can continue with nutrition coaching with you. And this looks like setting up individual appointments. It looks like clear price sheets. It looks like hybrid memberships. We talk about hybrid memberships all the time. There's blogs, there's podcasts. Like, guys, I talk about hybrid memberships so I'm blue in the face. Basically, what that means is it's easy for someone to get signed up with nutrition and fitness on day 1 and continue with nutrition after a challenge. So if you're thinking like, hey, I have these 6-week programs, intro programs that have nutrition, or I give them a meal plan and then they don't sign up for nutrition after, my question to you is, how much individual support did you provide them so that they understand the value of nutrition coaching and how you can help them long term?
And did you make it clear from the beginning that this is not a 6-week or 3-month journey? This is not. Nutrition, and to be sustainable, healthy nutrition is based on habits. And habits take a long time to become sustainable and to become long term. So making that very clear at the very beginning kind of paves that path.
For sure. What kind of questions do you guys have for us? Go ahead and type those in the chat, because we are here to answer your questions about anything. Well, I think, Ashley, what could someone take away from all of this today? I think what's your biggest takeaway with the coronavirus stuff, mistakes? What can you say about all of this?
You guys, I think it's just really important to always be supportive of your clients, no matter what's going on, a regular day or a day like we might be having here right now because of all of the things we're hearing about Corona and a little bit of panic and whatnot. But I think to just show that we're still here, we're still supporting you, we're going to be flexible, and also that we're going to use our tools that we have in our toolbox to help and keep you guys engaged and accountable, even if we can't be meeting in person, even if we can't be coming into the gym and having our individual nutrition coaching or joining in on group classes, whatever that might be. You guys are still there and you're still supporting and you're still somebody for them to be able to contact and maybe help. So I think that means a lot. That's a client experience, if you ask me.
It's kind of like the power of moments, right? Like, people need to be heard. They need to feel like they're special. You need to provide them individual coaching. Like, we are in the relationship business. People are paying you for a premium service. You need to provide them with that premium service.
Yeah, and if you're a gym out there and you're trying to build a nutrition program on your own, and if you're not doing these 3 things that we were talking about today, if you're making any of these mistakes, if you're not clearly telling your staff the values and the core mission, if you're not consistently talking nutrition, and if there's not a way for clients to get easily started, if there's no clear path, I really suggest that you book a free call.
100%. Book a free call. We want to help you.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
I've made so many mistakes over the years with building a nutrition program and not keeping clients around long term and feeling like I had to resell clients every single time I came in. And it was impossible to build a business like that. Imagine if you had to resell memberships every single month and they weren't reoccurring. It's the same idea, right?
Yes. And Heather, I agree. Setting up the client journey and making it very clear from the beginning is so extremely important. And that's one of the things that we talk about in our program. And we really set the expectation that it's a clear path for them, no matter if you're doing a challenge or just an individual nutrition client. We're setting up that client journey and they know how long that they need to be with you to see sustainable results.
Absolutely. So a couple questions have come in. I want to answer those. Mark, you said, when we have a member sign up for nutrition coaching, do you focus on weight loss or do you focus on habits? And really, I think the biggest thing is you need to relate whatever nutrition coaching based on what they signed up for. So if my client's main goal is weight loss, we are going to be talking about what habits they need to make to help them achieve long-term weight loss. We're also talking about short and long-term goals, right? Like we want to build ourselves into that long-term plan and helping to set realistic goals. So 1 to 2% per month. If they're looking to lose 10% weight loss, 12% weight loss, we're talking about, hey, you can expect to work with us over the next 12 months to help you achieve that goal. And we really focus on healthy habits instead of a restrictive diet. You know, one of the things when you're working with clients, if you have a 12-week intake process, which is what we do at Healthy Steps Nutrition, I don't have as much pressure telling clients every single thing and showing all of my cards on day one because I know that they're not going to be sustainable. Ashley, we just did we did a webinar talking about action steps that stick for all of our members. And there were some stats that were really, really kind of eye-opening when you're working as a nutrition coach. You know, if you're focusing on one habit at a time, what was the percentage?
Yeah, if you're doing one habit or one action step at a time, you have over an 80% likelihood to continue to do that habit and be successful for a year. But then if we're adding 2 habits, that drops your percentage of being successful significantly. I think you have like a 90% chance of not retaining those habits sustainably for a year. So focusing
for 3 or more.
Yeah, focusing on one thing at a time is so important, and then habit stacking on top of those habits that you're already doing.
So when you talk about habit stacking, I think a really good book for any nutrition coach to listen to, I do Audible, but listen to or read is Atomic Habits. I think it's really great, but habit stacking, so if your client needs to drink more water, have them drink a cup of water while they're getting ready before they brush their teeth. Like create a habit based on something else that they're starting from. So instead of focusing on too many things at one time, you really just want to focus on one thing at a time. And think about it as like triaging you would a squat, right? You're not going to give your client 100 cues or tell them to lift a deadlift 500 pounds on day one. You're going to talk to them about picking up a PVC pipe and keeping their stomach tight so that they don't hurt their back. It's the same thing with nutrition coaching. You know, something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. And if you make it easy, clients will stick with it. Great question, Mark.
Success leads to motivation, as we always say.
Absolutely. So your clients need that success. Give them that easy win and highlight that, right? Like positivity breeds positivity. So the more positive you are and congratulate clients for doing an awesome job, the more they're going to build momentum to continue with all the awesome things that they're doing. And the better your relationship will be, which means the better your retention will be. All right, Mark, you have another question, which is awesome. How do you handle clients that make the same mistakes over and over or didn't log their food? I don't have most clients log their food at the beginning because I think it's really overwhelming for people. Like they might just take pictures and send them to us in the HSN app. And with the mistakes over and over again,
I like to say the magic phrase, why is that? There's a reason behind why they keep making the same mistakes or falling off the wagon over and over again. And I think your job as a nutrition coach is really to dig deep and figure out why. What is the root of them not being able to commit? Maybe your action steps were a little bit too advanced for a beginner client. Maybe we need to reassess and reevaluate what they can consistently achieve. We want to look for those low-hanging fruits so your clients can achieve these goals because, again, success leads to motivation. We want them to continue to succeed, to be motivated to tackle bigger and greater goals.
One of the things that we were talking about during the Action Step webinar is triggers. So like identifying what triggers are causing them to make the same mistake over again. So it could not be, it might not be that mistake. It might be something that's completely different. So that's why asking why multiple times to really figure out like what is causing this person to do this instead of just kind of putting a Band-Aid like you would a medication, right? Like let's say you have diabetes and you're given metformin but you never change your diet. You're not going to have long-term success. Maybe it's a Band-Aid. You'll have your blood sugars managed, but if you continue to eat like a jerk, then you're still going to not have the best health outcomes overall. So we really want to dig deep to figure out what's going on, what's prompting that why. And a lot of times it's, nothing related to nutrition. It's like stress or emotions, or they need some type of stress outlet, or they have a network of people around them that's negatively impacting what they do, right?
Yeah, or they think that they've done so horrible, but when you really talk to them and find out they actually have some bright spots and they're just, having this negative mindset, but you need to shift that into a positive mindset and celebrate those little wins.
I think that's an important piece of follow-up visits, and really starting with the positive first. Like whenever a client comes in to talk to us for a follow-up visit, the first thing that we do is say, what are all the awesome things that have happened in regards to your nutrition or just in general over the past month? So you have to start that meeting off with a positive note. And if they, we always tend to go to the negative really quickly. If they start saying all these different challenges, kind of cut them off. Like, let's just focus on one challenge at a time and one action step to overcome that challenge. Liz asked, regarding the content would be within our scope regarding the coronavirus. So, for instance, a video talking about how to stay healthy, your immune system, totally fine. If you start talking about treating coronavirus with nutrition, then you're going to be out of the scope. But prevention and like talking about healthy immune system, I think is totally fine. And, Liz, what you're bringing up a good point. You guys want to make sure even nutrition coaches that are using the HSN platform, there's a scope of practice. So registered dietitians, actually, Ashley, happy Registered Dietitian Day yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, happy Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day.
You want to make sure that you are practicing within your scope. So managing someone's cancer, pancreatitis, kidney disease is not within the scope of being a dietitian or not being a dietitian.
Yeah.
Actually, just got an email over the weekend from a coach who had graduated from Precision Nutrition, who got a letter from the Department of Health in Florida threatening to shut her down her nutrition business because she was not practicing within the scope, and now worried trying to talk to us. So just make sure you guys are looking at your laws regarding nutrition. Maybe that's something that we link below because, even like with Healthy Steps Nutrition, we are registered dietitians. The registered dietitians have written the program. All the content given to you for your clients is all written by registered dietitians, but there's still scope of practice.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys are not able as nutrition coaches to treat or manage a disease or condition or give any type of nutrition advice about a disease or condition. It's not within your scope. You're not a registered licensed dietitian. So that is something that we need to always be mindful of and refer out to when you have clients like that.
Yeah, so great question, Liz. And going back to like responding, so talking about freezer staples, talking about boosting your immune system, talking about healthy habits, staying active, moving, washing your hands,
getting enough sleep,
all of those things are
stress relief.
Awesome. Like, do it. Talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Build yourself up as the expert and show authority that you can help people. Because likely you're going to end up getting some clients that are not members of your gym if you're posting all this stuff publicly. Because your members care about that. They're going to share that content.
Nicole, actually, I need to go to the grocery store later on today, and I was thinking after I get my freezer and pantry staples, I was going to take a quick picture and share it on my social media.
That's awesome. So if you're a nutrition coach, share it. Share it on the business page and then reshare it on your private page because you don't know who is looking for help and support on their nutrition journey and just some comfort, right? That they're doing everything that they possibly can to stay healthy.
Yeah. Any more questions for us, guys?
Well, thank you so much for listening in. This was so much fun, our first Facebook Live.
Yeah, first of many. I can see this happening quite often now.
Me too. All right, guys. Well, post your questions. If you're watching this later, post your questions. We are going to be responding to those. We just want to help and support you guys. I know there's so much noise out there regarding coronavirus, but you really need to figure out how it's going to impact your business and what you can do proactively so that you can provide your members the best service that you possibly can. So one of the things that we're going to be doing likely is doing home workout track within Sugar WOD. So if people are coming to the gym, great. But if they don't come to the gym, we're going to be doing a home workout track. If we end up having to close the gym for a little bit, we will do Zoom videos and showcase or Facebook Lives and showcase, hey, this is what we're doing. So think about that, how you can help support and provide value to people and give them individualized attention too. So if you're using the HSN app, maybe you consider having all of your clients in the app and having coaches be responsible for some of your members to provide them individualized support and have a streamlined way to manage all of them.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, guys. Definitely use that to your advantage.
That would be a great way to even just get people engaged with nutrition, because that is something that they can control right now.
Yes. Eating healthy is the best thing you can do to support your immune system. So, I mean, we're on the right track, guys.
All right. Have a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye.